Welcome to the Solo CEOs, the podcast for solopreneurs by solopreneurs. Here we celebrate, commiserate, and problem solve all the world's craziness that comes with building a business on your own terms.
I'm Marilyn Johnson, a supplier development and supplier diversity consultant.
And I'm Tara Winston, executive coach and leadership consultant. And we are the Solo CEOs.
Yay!
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Tara.
And I am Marilyn. How y'all doing?
Y'all, we are the Solo CEOs. How you been? How's life? What's going on with y'all? We missed you.
Tara, we have been doing all kinds of things. Mostly good, but I'm going to tell you all right now, I just ate. Tara convinced me to eat this doggone dessert. And so today's topic is going to flow right into it. Tara, we're talking about motivation versus determination.
Okay,
finding your balance.
Finding your balance. And wait, notice it's finding your balance, not finding a way to blame one of your closest friends for your own choices in life. Motivation.
I made a bad choice, y'all. I was motivated by Tara to eat this whole parfait thing, whipped cream and all. Went and got the doggone thing and ate the whole cup. I was determined to eat the whole cup. Did you see how I worked that out? I was motivated and then determined.
Well, what a seamless segue into the topic, Marilyn Johnson.
Absolutely. I try.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna be real with everybody. When Marilyn was like, look, we need to talk about motivation. And the reason she said this is both she and I were on a call trying to do some work that we had not done. We was like, the deadline passed. We had a conversation about it. I put it on my to-do list. Still didn't happen. And we had this spot of deep lack of motivation. And Marilyn basically tried to convince me to pull myself up by my own bootstraps with this rip-roaring motivational speech. And we realized that that's probably a conversation we need to have with the family, because we are not the only ones that sometimes don't have the motivation.
Yeah. So real talk, when you start talking about running your business and maintaining it, there's always that little burst of wind that you need to keep you sailing. Mm-hmm. But what really keeps you sailing is your determination. And so the way I look at it is, through the great times as well as the not so great times, staying in the game requires an unusual amount of determination, because people will come at you all different directions. And as long as you keep your hat tight, they can't sway you. But from time to time, you need that little motivation. You know how they say you got an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. Whichever one motivates you to keep you going, that's what you need to lean in on. I mean, this has not been, for me, the most profitable year. It's actually been one of the worst years I've had in 22 years as far as client engagement, profitability. But y'all didn't see me running for the hills. Now, you did see me run for that parfait thing. You didn't see it. It wasn't pretty. But what you have to know is, I know that there's something on the other side of this, and it's just the determination to stay in the game. And having a community of people to support me that continue to motivate me to keep it going. So it's one, like, to me, it's like short-term, long-term.
Well, so let's talk about the difference between motivation and determination, right?
Yeah.
So motivation is something on the inside, like, hey, I want to do this. Now, sometimes there can be intrinsic motivation. That means like I want to do this. There can be extrinsic motivation, like I need some money, and money is making me want to do this. But the key to to motivation is there's some compelling force. Determination, on the other hand, is I don't necessarily want to do this. I may not be feeling this. I may
But
not
I'm gonna
have an
do it.
incentive, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to like grip my hands together, grit my teeth, and get in this, put my shoulder down and drive through. And I think there's a place and a space for each of them. Now, I will say, if on the long term, it takes more determination and you don't have as much motivation to do the things you're doing, you're probably doing the wrong things. Right. Like, so like, and then where that happens is, um, like the times when I've accepted clients that I knew from the beginning that I did not want to do the work with, but now I've signed a contract, I'm trying to get through. There's nothing motivating me to get through other than just to be done. And sometimes it takes determination to do that. But I have seen at times some solopreneurs who, rather than follow their values and follow their interests, they decided, I'll do my business in this thing that's making a lot of money, even if I'm not interested in it. And when in those cases, all they have is determination. And so if all you have is determination over a long period of time, then the chances are you may not be doing the right work or doing the work the right way. However, even for those of us that love what we do, that love the business we have, like Marilyn and I, there's just times when, or they're parts of the business. So for me, I find it that there are certain, like, I love coaching, I love speaking, and I love being the talent, as Marilyn and I call it, in our
She's
business.
being nice, you all. The secret behind the scenes is I'm the talent. I'm just
No,
saying,
don't believe her. Do not believe this chick.
1,100%. Yes,
Right? Like
I am the
we
talent.
so I love doing the work. There are a lot of things in the running a business that it's not always my ministry. I'm gonna be real. And I don't always have the motivation to do those things, but the determination to do it is important to kind of keep me going. So Marilyn, when you find something like, so in the situation you are right now, you're determined to stay through it. How do you keep yourself going in the determination mode?
I don't look at them as parallel lanes. They actually, one actually keeps the other one going a lot of times.
Okay.
So I'm not only determined to do something, I'm determined and then motivated to continue.
Mm.
And it's almost like the highs and the lows. So determination to stay in business, that's the long haul. That's the absolute focus. The motivation is when I speak with people and they say, hey, the things that we've learned from the programs you created helped us, man, that's motivating. That's that extra boost of excitement to keep you going and say, okay, nope, I'm gonna keep going forward. I mean, but let's pull it back even to how we adjusted our business model with the solo CEOs.
Okay.
When we started out, we were focused in on 100% in-person experiences. And then COVID said, no, you're not. No, you're not. And just,
Best laid
yeah,
plans.
like the devil is a liar, and I'm here to tell you. And so, you had to sit with it because there was very little motivation out there to say this is the thing to do, but we were so determined to be committed to the community that we want to create, that we already have, and that we understand really need someone that's going to share in these triumphs and sometimes challenges. So it was the determination that you and I had where we're like, okay, what can we do? Because we can't do anything in person. And Eureka, check this out. Out of that, we created Guru Talks. That was never something that we talked about doing
Not
ever.
on the plan.
Not in the plan. We also created this podcast. Never something that we talked about doing. But it was because we're like, damn it, we determined. We know that there's an audience. We know that there are people there. And then when we start telling people what we do and then, or we even talk about concepts, we get motivated, like this is the right thing. This is how, so that's how, when I look at determination and motivation, one helps propel the other in my world. But sometimes it's just a single engine. And usually the single engine always is determination.
Yes. So for me, I think determination and motivation, they're on different tracks, but they play together a lot. So for like, Marilyn does Myers-Briggs as I do. And for any of you who are Myers-Briggs girls and guys and theys out there, I am an ENFP. And one of the things I love
Why you gotta be
variety.
telling all your
I'm
private
telling all my
information? Now
private
they gonna want to know
business.
what I am. I'm a ABCD.
What?
No,
Ooh, what?
no, you would be like, how in the world? No, I'm an
Hmm.
ESTJ, which is interesting.
She is, and yeah, and yet we have to work together. Can you imagine the
Yeah,
conversations,
y'all don't even
y'all?
have an idea of how this this here, this is motivation, determination, and a lot of holy oil. I keep it on my desk.
It really is. It's holy oil and prayer. And so for
Yeah.
those who are not Myers-Briggs fluent, we have styles that are very conflicting. We talked about this online, so in some earlier podcasts as well. And so for me, I do need motivation in some places. I like, it's much harder, as like, and that comes from the P in
They don't know what P is.
Myers-Briggs, the end in my Myers-Briggs profile. What I'm saying is, like, one of the characteristics is
They can't
that,
make up their mind.
wow, see, we're not gonna have bias and prejudice against my Myers-Briggs types. Maybe we have to do a podcast about the types a little bit, just to help these people understand why Marilyn is being a bully to me because of
Yeah.
her type. But
Okay.
but so I have a personality type that, like, motivation can absolutely impact things. And so I can be determined to do things, but I may not have the energy or the motivation at times. And I've had to figure out how to get those things to work together. So for example, I could say, I am going to do this thing. I am determined to do this thing. And I will put time on my calendar. And then I will get to that time on my calendar and I will stare blankly at the screen. And my mind will just go, just white noise in my brain, blinking cursor and all. Just because my energy, my mental is just not there. And
Yeah.
so, so I have to recognize that, like, when there's something that does not align with exactly my motivation and I'm determined to do it, I have to really know myself and my patterns to get it done. So some of the determination, I think there can be a misconception that it's just like, I will sit here, no sleep till Brooklyn, until it's all done. For me, determination is, I've set my sight on this thing that I want. What's the easiest way for me to get it? What's the best way for me to get it? How do I make this happen? And so if it feels like it's not coming, then the answer is, don't stay committed to a certain pathway. What else can I do? Like, for me, I think determination is an invitation for creativity and innovation,
Hmm.
right? And so some of it comes from, like, so my dad was one of those people that, he would always say that if it has been done, that means it can be done. And if it can be done, that means I can do it. But he never really thought it, he never thought that, okay, it's going to be as easy for me as the other person, right? So someone did it and maybe they have all the contacts and money and skills, but it doesn't matter because I know I can find my way to do this. And so the determination for me is kind of is this space to say, you know what, I can do this thing, whatever it is, and I don't have to do it the way everyone else does. I just have to make sure that I can get to it in my way. And so, you know, that may be determination, may be that I bring in a business partner like the beautiful Marilyn, because we have complementary skill sets. It could be that I take other things off my plate to give me more time, but just determination is really about I am focused that this thing is going to happen, um, no matter how I need to make it happen.
So here, let's talk about the pitfalls
Mm,
of determination.
speak on it.
Yeah, because you know that party that you go to and then you say I should have left 15 minutes ago? Sometimes with determination, you're so doggone determined that you can miss all of the cues that tell you wrong turn, wrong turn.
Yes.
And there is no right or wrong way to be a solopreneur. There just isn't. So much of what we're doing requires not only experience and knowledge, but a lot of gut. And when you're determined to do certain things, there's got to be some type of internal catch to help you understand, maybe, just maybe, this is not the right thing. And let me
Mm,
think through what is causing me to continue to push forward. Even though every cue I have come across says,
mm,
turn back, don't do it. And fortunately, I have not gone too far. I've gone some far,
yeah.
depending like Tara talks about when you're motivated by certain things, you're motivated by money, and you get this client. I've had them, she's had them,
Hmm.
some of you may have had them, but your motivation was money. And then you get in the middle of working with this customer and realize this is the worst thing ever. And you have to look back at what motivated me to do this. I was so doggone determined to
Yeah.
make X amount of dollars a year or whatever. And sometimes if it's a money thing, sometimes you just have to bite it because that's what you need to survive. But in other times, you got to look and say, shoot, I was so busy being motivated by the wrong thing
Mm,
that it drove my determination. Like all of the stop gaps, I just ran right through them.
yeah.
This is when it is so important because sometimes, we don't self-monitor ourselves well. We just don't.
No.
And you need to have
Mhm.
those transparent relationships in community. You all, in all of our podcasts, you've heard us continuously
Mhm.
talk about the importance of community. But it's those types of relationships where people who might not do the exact same thing you do, but understand the space that you're in mentally, those folks can say, yeah, you need to stop. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fortunate to have an amazing partner in Tara where she'll say, you about to drive yourself crazy, and in turn, you're gonna drive me crazy, and I'm already crazy, so I don't want to do this. And sometimes you need the outside voice to
Yeah.
tell you, you know what, you're focused in on the wrong things. The wrong stuff motivated you, but you were so darn determined to do it. See how that worked? That some kind of
Yeah.
way you need somebody in your corner or somebody's to help you evaluate exactly what's going on, especially when it feels wrong and you know it's wrong.
Yes.
But the outcome is it looks good on paper. You can say, oh yeah, I had this big client or I made this big money, but all the while you're doing it, you are miserable. As solopreneurs, we don't have that kind of time to be able to offer up that much energy to any one client.
No, absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why we emphasize so much community, not just network,
And that's a
because
difference.
there's a huge difference with like networks are good. We're not saying that we don't want you to network, but community is a place where you can be vulnerable and you can
Mm,
have that relationship over time for someone to say, you know what, you're killing it financially, but I don't think you're happy.
yeah.
Or you look really like, do you know how happy you sound when you talk about this part of your work, but not this part? Like we can't see ourselves. Like what, like I know I get my head down and I just do, and I'll wake up and Marilyn will be like, Tara, you like you're burning yourself to the ground. What's happening? You said you saying yes to things you told me you were gonna say no to. I can't even recognize it in the moment usually. And it takes an outside factor. But if we hadn't talked about things like the fact that like my business is slow right now too, and I'm pivoting some of my work, and so like being able to say I'm going to say no to something to try to get to where I need to go versus saying yes because I'm looking at the bank account compared to last year. Marilyn knows that she can help keep me accountable when I'm not always accountable to even my own self in those pieces. Um, but having that voice to lean in, and what's hard is the people who are not solopreneurs in our lives, the people that have not had the conversations with us about what matters. Like one of my like Marilyn and I have a mentor, and that mentor, he is great, and he probably he knows way more about business than I'll ever know. The honest answer
Is that what we're gonna call him? A mentor or a bully?
yes.
You know,
The
wait a
answer is
minute,
yes.
Tara and everybody, there was this image during the Olympics. So the Olympics 2024 just ended, and there was an image of one of well, I think it was a US basketball player, or maybe it was a Croatian basketball player looming over I think it was China, a Chinese player.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was the height difference was significant. Like the Chinese player probably was maybe 5'6", but this other dude, he looked like he was 20 feet tall. And I showed that to Tara and I said, this sometimes is how solopreneurism is when we're running up against the big guys. And sometimes that's how it is running up against our quote unquote mentor. Not only is he much taller than me, he is a
yeah.
bully.
He's a bully in the best way.
He's a bully in the best way. If
In
he
the best
listens to
way.
this,
I
he's
know
gonna
he's
be like,
I
"Oh."
know he's like, stop talking about me.
Right. But he keeps us
Yeah,
on course.
he absolutely keeps on course. There are plenty of times that he does not mince his words. And to be able to sit and bounce things off of him, and him to say, like, I don't think you want that. Or he will say, I think you should do this. And I can say, I don't know, I don't want to do that. And here's why. I can have that conversation with him and Marilyn, and the two will fight it out and tell me what to do eventually.
Yeah.
But I couldn't come to some of these things by myself. But none of that works if I have to put on a fake front, if I have to make it seem like everything's fine, if I don't get a chance to talk about the things that I love or the things that I'm trying to do in my life. One of the things that's so powerful to me about solopreneurship in this moment is our worlds are so complicated. Like whether it's your family, the legacy you're trying to live, just trying to stay afloat in the craziness. And so I get to make decisions that are right for what I'm trying to do in this craziness, and they don't have to be your decisions. But what that means is if I'm the only one that knows what's going on, and I can't give someone some insight, and they haven't seen what I want, how I make them decisions, I don't have anybody to bounce things off of. Like
Right.
and I was one of those people that was, there's a right answer. I'll go to the internet, and the internet will tell me, well, first of all, these days it don't tell you nothing because I can't search a damn thing. But
It's so junky.
but
It's so junky.
even when you could, like you get your favorite magazine, and they're gonna tell you 16 ways that somebody else made decisions. But that person doesn't live the life I live. They don't have the family requirements. They don't have the goals and legacies. I can't take anyone's template. I have to figure it out for myself. And so the like my again, the downside of determination is that I could literally drive myself into a hole with if I don't have somebody, and my community is that can help me think through really what I want. So and to fix my shoulder towards the right thing if I'm going to keep pushing through.
Right. And Tara, remember our motto is my work, my way. but that encompasses everything. It encompasses you as a human, the life you're generating, and the business that you're creating. And it all has to be in balance. So with that said, you want to wrap this up? Because people got things to do. Like, y'all, I got to finish this parfait. And then I'm
Oh,
going to be
wait.
sleeping.
Okay, that's real cute. So she's acting like she is not scraping the bottom of that parfait glass. Let's be real. All right, so as we close this, if anybody's watching the video, she showed how much of that glass she has eaten. Yes.
It's ridiculous.
It looks delicious. Thank you very much. And I am determined to get me some dessert after this. I
Well,
wish for
let that be
you,
your motivator that it was
motivator.
good. Right.
I wish for you as you listen to this. Number one is, what are the things in your business that motivate you? And remember, if there's not enough of them, then maybe you should be thinking about what you can do to make some shifts, because you should be motivated by the work that you do. And the second question is, think about, what are you determined to do? And who do you need to talk to make sure that you're not driving yourself in the wrong direction, in the wrong way? And if you're looking for a community and you don't have that already, or you want to expand that, we got a perfect one for you. It's the Solo CEO community. Please join us. Stay connected. So you know how it works with these podcasts. Like, rate and review the podcast. Like, share, follow, but stay connected. Share this with other solopreneurs. What we are doing is not for the faint of heart, and a community is what we need, and we are here to do this. And so with that, we got Guru Talks. If you missed the last one, y'all, it was the bomb diggity. Go to our website and you can watch it. We got some cool things coming up that we're about to announce, but not yet. It's a secret. But
she didn't even tell me.
Your security clearance is not covered. Please.
It is not.
But we got great stuff coming. So stay tuned, and we will see you the next go round.
Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or evening. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the Solo CEOs, please share this podcast with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest, you can follow us on LinkedIn or Instagram at the Solo CEOs, or stop by our website for videos, resources, and other great stuff. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.